Thanks for coming to LCN today. We're glad to have you, even though it's not February 7th. We are on the first full official day of spring, and we're glad to see that you've carved out some time to be here to learn and be mindful of your own learning and your connections with colleagues today. My name is Sarah Shoemaker. I'm one of the early literacy coaches. I'm here with Katie Momber, Christy Gilbert, and Diane Teich, and you've seen our faces many times before. We're glad to have you back even though it's not February. Just want you to be mindful of a couple of things today. Our coffee is right here behind the welcome desk. If you need some, you can help yourself to that. Bathrooms are down there towards the end or around the corner this way. There's water fountains near there. Lunch will be at 11:15 today. You can find our full schedule on the front of that blue packet you picked up when you signed in. If you didn't get one, feel free to step out and grab one. There is a coat room if you need to hang up something. Wi-Fi directions are over here if you need to get up and come and see them. You won't offend us at all if you want to hook up your device. Also, please be mindful that hopefully you saw the posting in Blackboard that came, or our Google Classroom that came through your email. Blackboard, I'm kind of dating myself, aren't I? We have someone in our network that is sensitive to scents, and it has caused some asthmatic reactions in the past. So please, no lotions, no body sprays in the room. If you have used perfume, please don't apply it again at lunchtime, things like that, just to be mindful of. Thank you. Today we're going to, I guess I didn't hook up the clicker this morning, did I? Thanks. Our purpose is to collectively learn and advance our understanding of the capacity for teaching and learning of reading and writing. So you have been through this before. Hopefully you have your sessions and you're looking forward to getting some closure and wrapping up your thinking around those areas to take it forward into your practice. Our outcomes are to be able to communicate the purpose of LCN, to gain knowledge and skill relating to impacting all learners, and to be able to communicate those actionable items back to your school building, your colleagues, your district. So we still love having you in our presence. We really didn't change this from February, but do small things with great love. We hope to inspire you to do that today. We're going to focus on what ways will we collectively grow all learners. We're going to talk a little bit about those LCN structures that you're familiar with and that our things are housed in Google Classroom. We're going to revisit our problems of practice, talk about communication and reflection and action today. Here are our norms of collaboration. If you'll turn your attention to the screen and read through those and choose one that you will be mindful of during your learning time today.
Since we're closing up our session, but we still have a few more months of school left, we want to stop and take some reflection time to think about our problem of practice, to think about some of those goals or things that we were working on and that we were taking back from LCN. And I want you to think for a couple minutes about where you are now from the beginning. Have you implemented some of these new things into your classrooms, into your buildings? And then I want you to stop and think, when these sessions are done and we have a couple months of school left, where can we take this next? What are some ideas that we have in place for where we can go with this new learning next? And so what we're going to do is we're going to take a minute to be able to share some of these ideas with people in the group. And so we're going to be forming two parallel lines. So we're just going to find a spot right now in the middle here, and we're going to have two lines, and you're going to be facing the person that's in front of you. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick protocol to where you're just going to do a quick share out with somebody. We want to give you the opportunity to let other people in our network kind of know what are some of the goals that you've been working on, or what are some of the steps you've taken in your classroom and in your buildings to hopefully kind of spark an idea for somebody new in the room. And so I'm going to ask you to take 1 minute and reflect either on a sticky note or just in your mind, and then I'm going to ask you to get up and form parallel lines. And let's start over here making the parallel lines, and if we have to, we'll move it around. We'll be flexible in our space today. Okay, in just a second, I'm going to have you thank this partner, and then what we're going to do is if you are in the same row as I am, you are going to step towards me, but if you are at the end, you're going to have to rotate to the next line, so then that way you're moving to the next partner down the row. This row right here, you are staying put. Okay?
The line closest to the main.
Okay, this is just a reminder that we do follow a triple track agenda here at Literacy Coaches Network. The learner experience is is really your own personal learning that takes place here during the course of the day. Modeling is the modeling that we do for you so that you can take back what you learn here and share it with other adult learners, with your colleagues in your building or district. And then the strategies for learning are strategies for you to use in your classroom or for you to share with your teachers to use in their classroom with students. So we're kind of focusing, we try to focus on all three so that you have all three of those to take back with you at the end of the day. Our schedule today follows the same format that we've been following in previous sessions. Right now you're in the opening session in the grand room. We will take a 5-minute break after this session, and then we'll begin our morning session. So that will either be in the grand room, the cold water room, or the cedar room. Then we'll have another quick break before we do the what's hot or not articles. The titles of the articles and the rooms that they are in are on your schedule. Lunch is from 11:15 to 12:15. We do ask that you be back promptly at 12:15 so that we can start our afternoon sessions. And then we'll have a break from 2 to 2:10, and 2:10 to 3 o'clock will be our closing meetings. And we'll wrap up the day and the year, since today is our last day.
So we've been going through this process, through the design thinking process, as we've thought about what we are learning and how we want to implement it and what changes we want to make in our buildings or our districts. And so I just want you to take a minute to look at this process again and think about how this design thinking process has supported your implementation of things that you've learned while you're here. And think too maybe about how you might take this forward and use it in your work throughout the rest of the school year. And then what I encourage you to do is to start thinking about what your intention for the day is. Where are you at in this process? What is it that you've been working on and focusing on? And what is it that you might want to get out of your learning today? And then in your blue packet at the back, you have a 4-square sheet. And if you would just take a minute to look at that 4-square sheet, that's kind of the note-taking space that we have for you. At the top, just jot down what is your focus for the day. What are you hoping to get out of the sessions that you go to? What learning are you looking forward to? Where are you at in this process? What might you need to take moving forward? So on that 4-square sheet of paper, just write down your learning intention for the day at the top. Okay, and then once you have that set, you can feel free to get ready to take a little break, grab some coffee, fill up your water, use the bathroom, whatever you need before you head to your next session. We're really glad you're here with us today.